Good morning. Good morning, yogis. Welcome to day 9 of the 30-day yoga series. I'm here in Grand Cayman today, located at Spots Beach over on the south side of the island. It's another beautiful day. So step onto your mat and we'll begin the practice. Start down in a seated position. Cross your legs, sit on a blanket or a block if you'd like. Give yourself a couple of moments to ground down with your palms facing down. Let your ears be over your shoulders and shoulders over the sits bones. Take a nice long breath in. Breathe out through the mouth. Find your ujjayi breath. Place the tongue on the roof of the mouth and an even flow in and out through the nose. You can visualize the breath filling down into the lungs and up to the top and emptying from the top of the lungs down to the bottom, drawing the navel in and up. You can bring your hands to your heart space, coming into our affirmation for our practice today. I am rooted like a tree, standing firm and grounded in my truth. I am rooted like a tree, standing firm and grounded in my truth. Press down through the sit bones and up through the crown of the head. You're welcome to come back to the affirmation throughout the practice. Let your eyes start to open and we'll come up onto hands and knees, coming into your table position. Tuck the toes under, move through a few cow and cat poses. Inhale and exhale. Start to press down through the fingers, into the feet, tipping the pelvis under and forwards. Starting to find some mobility through the spine and the pelvis, side to side, left to right. And we'll come down into child's pose. Press the hands down and forwards, drop the sitting bones towards the heels. If the forehead doesn't make it to the earth, you can place a block underneath it. Take 3 breaths. I am rooted like a tree, standing firm and grounded in my truth. We'll come up onto hands and knees and back to downward facing dog. We're going to go through those 3 poses. So just give yourself a couple of moments in down dog. You can pedal the legs down if you'd like. Draw the belly up and in after the exhalation. Notice if the armpits are sagging down. Try to lift them up, find a little buoyancy. And a little bend in the knees. Now on the inhale, come forwards onto hands and knees. Let the knees land wide. And on the exhale, lower into child's pose. On the inhale, we rise up, hands and knees. On the exhale, down dog. One more time. Table, child's, pressing firmly through the fingers. And coming up to down dog. You can continue with that flow, or you can rise up onto the toes now, round the low back, and ripple forwards into a full plank pose. Bend the knees and press back into downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple forwards. Exhale, ripple back. One more time. Inhale forwards. Exhale back. Take a couple of breaths here. Take a long sigh out through the mouth. Let go of something that may not be serving you. Rise up onto your toes, little steps forwards. You can rise up halfway, bring the hands to the shins if you don't have blocks for some half salutations. Exhale, fold, welcoming in this new day, standing firmly grounded in your truth. Exhale, forward fold to the ground. Inhale, half lift. Press your inner thighs back and a little bend in the knees. Lengthen the back of the neck. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Half lift. Exhale and fold. Just place the hands down in line with the feet. Step the left foot back into a warrior one position. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart space. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, out and back to the heart space. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. Feel the back legs steady and strong. Think of the back heel like a root of a tree pressing firmly into the earth. Perhaps stretching the arms up and overhead. Reach the arms from the center of your being. One last breath in and release the hands all the way down. Exhale. Come onto the ball of the back foot and step your right foot all the way back, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths. Can lift the right leg back and up. We'll open the hip now, so bend the leg. Try to move the knee up towards the sky and drop your right shoulder down towards the ground so it becomes level with the left. You might even look under the left arm and look for your right toes. Get a little stretch in the side of the body. Stretch the right leg back and safely place it down between your hands. Reach back anytime. Lower the back knee down onto the ground. Inhale, bring the hands to the front thigh. Press the hands down, lift the chest, and let the body descend right here. The hips move forwards and down. The pubic bone is lifting, the navel and the heart. A little cobra pose in the low lunge. So feel your hips forwards of your back knee. Reach the arms overhead if you'd like for 1 breath, and release the hands back down. We'll step forwards to the top of the mat, fold over your legs. You can take that wider stance, hips distance, bend your knees, we'll come into chair pose. Reach the arms forwards, Utkatasana. Look down at your knees, send your knees back so they're right in over your heels. Maybe the arms rise up a little higher. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, forward fold back down to the ground, Uttanasana. Right foot steps back. We're moving to warrior one on the second side. Line the heels up, reach the arms out and overhead. Slide the hands to the heart space. Inhale, reach them up. Exhale, stretch the arms out and around, back to the heart. Let's stay here for 3 breaths. Turning the shoulders towards the top of the mat. And reaching the arms overhead. 1 more breath. Lower the hands, exhale. Step the left foot back, downward facing dog. Root down through the feet, press through the hands. Lengthen the spine. Let's try the hip opening on the left side. Lift the left leg up, bend the leg. Try to lift the left knee up towards the side and then up towards the sky. As you do that, you might notice your left shoulder lifting up. So you can just drop your left shoulder down and back, down towards the ground. Maybe you look for your left toes under your armpit. Stretch the leg back out behind you, and then step the left foot down between the hands. Lower the back knee onto the mat. Bring the hands up onto the front thigh. You can interlace the fingers here as well. Kind of round the back, do the opposite of what we want to do for a moment. Take a moment to ground down, find your stability and strength. And then on the inhale, begin to lift the chin and the chest. Pushing the hips forwards, lifting the pubic bone. Lifting the solar plexus, the space right above the navel, the heart. Maybe the arms lift. Staying firmly grounded in your truth. There's things throughout the day that push us off track, shift us away from our heart. So we reset, come back to the mat, ground, stabilize, strengthen, and reconnect. Release the hands down. Step forwards for your chair pose. You can take a half lift, inhale. Exhale, full. We come into Utkatasana. Bend your knees, reach the arms forwards and up. Exhale, sit a little lower. Come all the way to stand, breathe in. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart space. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale and fold to the ground. So step the left foot back, turn the back foot out, moving into triangle pose here. So place the right hand either on a block or the shin or the floor. Bring the left hand up to the hip and start to stack the left shoulder on top of the right shoulder. Continue to look down. Press your feet down and away from each other, and then lift through the muscles in the legs. Now you might start to gaze up towards your shoulder, out to the side. Maybe you look down for the whole pose. Triangle pose, reaching the left arm up as you stay grounded and connected to your truth. Continue to lean back a little bit. One more breath, and we'll lower the left hand down to the ground. You can spin onto the ball of the left foot, step forwards, and step your right foot back. Turn the back foot out, we move right into triangle pose. Left hand can come onto the left ankle, shin, block or floor. Maybe your left leg is tight. It doesn't need to straighten all the way. You can keep it slightly bent. Firmly ground down, and when you feel balance, lift your right hand onto the hip, lift through the knees, reach the top of the head forwards, and start to roll your right shoulder out to the right and eventually stacking it right on top of the left shoulder. Maybe gaze out to the side. Maybe reach the arm up and overhead. Everything shifts and changes each day. Stay firmly grounded, and you'll be able to flow with any speed bumps that come your way. Release your right hand down, spin onto the ball of the back foot, and we'll move to the back of the mat. Left foot comes back. Now let's come forwards again into plank pose, and you can set your knees down here, lower as slow as you can all the way down to the earth. Press down into the earth. We'll come into 3 little cobra poses. So lengthen your legs, slide your fingers in line with the chest, hug your elbows in, lift your arm bones, strong through the legs. Pubic bone presses down. Inhale, exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. One last time. Inhale and exhale. We'll press back to child's pose. Right where we started from, take a few breaths. I'm rooted like a tree, standing firm and grounded in my truth. Can turn your palms face up to receive. And bring the hands slowly up onto the thighs and sit momentarily to take a pause. From there, you can bring your legs around to the front. Now that the legs are around to the front, bring your hands next to the sits bones, round the back. We're going to come into seated staff pose. Press down into the legs, press the inner thighs down, the backs of the knees down, push into the hands. You can sit on the edge of a blanket. Tip the pelvis forwards, press into the hands, and let's take 3 breaths. Firmly grounded in your truth. Feel the back body strong, past experiences that have brought you to who you are today. Front side of the body, open, prepared for whatever lies ahead. Connected to your center in the present. And release, exhale. Bring the arms down in front of you. Slowly release all the way down onto the ground. Coming all the way down, bring your palms down by your sides. You can bend your legs, place your right ankle on top of your left thigh into a figure four shaped position. Push the knee gently by pressing on the inner thigh away from the right shoulder. Take a couple of breaths here. And slowly release. You can do the same on the second side. Left ankle comes onto the right thigh, staying in your breath. Take your left hand on the inner thigh and gently press it away. Using the right leg for leverage, curling the left toes back to keep the knees safe. Feeling the chest expand and open. Release the left foot onto the mat. You can move your feet a little wider than your hips. I like to go as wide as my mat. You can take your arms overhead into a cactus position and just let your knees sway over to the right side, over to the left side, over to the right side, and the left. Bring your arms down by your sides. Lift the pelvis off the ground and just start to lengthen the spine by tucking the pelvis and slowly lowering each vertebrae down onto the mat. Stretch the legs out one at a time, left leg and right leg. Now turn your palms to face up, tuck your shoulder blades under. We'll give ourselves a few moments here to rest in Shavasana. I'd like you to find stillness by taking a few more wiggles and adjustments to get just right, even if it's 1% more comfortable. It's worth it. Let your eyes close. Take a sigh out through the mouth with ease. And start to feel your legs and your arms get heavy. The back of the head relaxed, softening through your eyes. Find your inner gaze down to the center of your being, into your heart space. You can visualize a glowing, warm, green light. Just letting that warmth of the heart space glow throughout your being as your body completely rests, allowing new energy to soak in, and any old energy that isn't serving you, just letting it drift away. You might feel a little warmth in your body. That warmth releasing those old patterns that aren't serving you. And as you gaze into that glowing, warm, green light within your heart space, start to notice your body once again. Feel your hands and your feet. Begin to move the body. You just start to bend the legs. You can bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. Bring your chin up towards the knees. Thank yourself for your practice. Offer gratitude to yourself for letting go of what doesn't serve you, and recognize the possibility of staying firmly grounded in your truth. You can roll over to one side. Take a moment to pause. Take a moment to feel your breath and your body in this moment to carry you forwards. Push down into the hands and let yourself sit up ever so gently. You can come to kneeling position or an easy seat. You can bring the hands onto the thighs and bring them up to the heart space. Take a few breaths. Remind yourself to return to your heart, to connect to the earth beneath you, staying firmly rooted like a tree, grounding in your truth as you move through your day on your life's journey. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. Namaste.